The death of a 3-year-old girl at Twafom in the Bosomtwe district has sparked anger among residents. Tiffany Enchua died at the Promso St. Michael Catholic Hospital after she was hit by a bus in a convoy of district coordinating directors. They were on their way to attend the funeral of a colleague. Well, we can now speak to my colleague Ohimin Teria, who joins us live from Kumasi with more on this. Hello, Ohimin. Okay, so Ohimin's line seems to have dropped there, but the death of a 3-year-old girl at Twafom in the Bosomtwe district has sparked anger among residents. Now, Tiffany Enchua died at the Promso St. Michael Catholic Hospital after she was hit by a bus in a convoy of district coordinating directors. They were on their way to attend to the funeral of a colleague. We'll bring you details of this story shortly. Police have mounted a search for a man who allegedly murdered a female house help. The suspect, identified as 25-year-old Adam Rahman, is reported to have committed the crime because the deceased turned down his sexual advances. Uncle of the victim, Zachary Mahama, tells Joy News the family is yet to come to terms with the death of their relative.
I heard
the news on Monday evening. My boss called to inform me that my sister had been murdered. Your niece, what kind of person is she? She's my sister's daughter. When I arrived at the scene, she was already dead. I brought her to Accra to seek greener pastures. What kind of person is she?
Good.
She was a very God-fearing young lady.
We
want the suspect to be arrested and prosecuted.
Now, police in Wa have arrested a 23-year-old welder apprentice for stealing a multi-TV decoder and the remote control. The suspect, however, suffered a sound thrashing at the hands of residents in the area before the police could save him. Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam sent in this report.
According to the Upper West Public Relations Office of the Ghana Police Service, ASP Joy Afagbeji, the complainant, Kuri Suglo, said the suspect, who is a credit officer at a microfinance company, took advantage of the absence of the complainant to steal the items. However, his luck ran out when he bumped into Corporal Isaac Edu, who stopped and quizzed him about where he got the items, at which he had already suffered mob justice.
Suspect drove his motorbike, his Lugia motorbike with registration number 8745-2012 to the house of complainant. Taking advantage of the absence of anyone in the house, suspect broke into the room of complainant with two iron tools and stole his TV set and decoder. Cutting his ball away on his head. A policeman, J. Corporal Isaac Edu, suspicious of suspect, challenged him. Dropping his booty to the ground, he attempted making a clean pair of heels. The policeman held on to him and a struggle ensued. A mob pounced on suspect and beat him to pulp and attempted lynching him.
The 23-year-old welder apprentice suspect has pleaded guilty in his caution statement. Rafiq Salam's report from Wa.
Well, what people would do to protect their multi-TV digiboxes. If you don't have one, please do well and get one. The Foreign Ministry has confirmed that 3 Ghanaians were among those recently thrown off a ship into the Mediterranean Sea. This was after a religious argument aboard the ship, which was carrying several other would-be migrants towards Italy. Okay, so my colleague Fred Smith is with my sister, is with our sister station Joy FM. He's joined me with the very latest on this. So, Fred, what's the latest on this? We are told the Foreign Minister has reacted to this.
Well, the Foreign Ministry has issued a statement.
Okay.
The Foreign Minister posted a statement on her Facebook wall, and it says that they sent a consular officer to investigate this matter, and that officer has been able to get some information on this.
Okay.
They've confirmed 3 people, 3 Ghanaians have been killed. There were other Ghanaians on board that boat, and so they are hoping that they'll get information from these Ghanaians. The Italian authorities, according to this statement, are prosecuting those who committed the crime. And as we're told, there was an argument about ISIS and Boko Haram activities on board the boat whilst they were traveling.
Okay.
And some who were unhappy about the way these Ghanaians were arguing threw them into the sea.
Do we know which particular people perpetrated these acts?
Well, we don't know yet. We are told that the Italian prosecutors they are trying to get who are involved, because all of those on board that boat are in detention in Italy, and so we expect that the witnesses will be able to identify those. And in this statement, the Foreign Minister Hannah Tete mentions that the Ghanaians on board will be the witnesses for the prosecutors.
I see, but this statement from the Foreign Ministry, does it in any way give out the identities of these 3 Ghanaians that were killed?
It mentions the persons who were thrown in the sea, as well as those who survived. And so we have a list of all of them, those who survived and those who were killed.
I see. So how soon should we be expecting something more?
Well, we're still keeping our tabs with authorities in Italy. We're hoping that it will be sooner than later, because this story broke last week. The BBC reported that some Ghanaian and Nigerians had been thrown into the sea because of a religious argument, and therefore we expect that sometime this week we'll see some action.
Okay, Fred Smith, thank you very much for that update. Fred Smith is assistant news editor with Joy FM, and he brought us up to speed on that particular